Hi everyone, welcome to Anything with Kani, where we talk about film, fashion, music, and just about anything. And for the first episode, I've invited my good friend Asch Catabona. We got into pretty good topics actually. We talked about LDR, marriage, his journey towards finding God, and just much more. So hope you guys like it, and let's get into it. Man, when was the last time I've seen you? I think it was like last year.
Yeah, like November.
Yeah, that was crazy. And now you propose, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. Time is so fast.
I know, I know.
So fast, man. So
Tell me about that. How was like the whole, proposal thing? How did you?
Actually, I didn't propose. We both proposed to each other. Actually, she was the one who proposed it first, and then I was like, actually, that's a good idea. Um, cause I don't want to waste time. Like, you know, cause there, I feel like there won't be a time when you'll actually be ready, looking when you have that someone already, or when
Yeah,
you have that when you have your partner already. That's actually the time when you're supposed to get married. So i I like the idea of building the relationship from the ground up,
mm-hmm.
and then like actually like succeeding
Yeah,
from
I feel
zero,
that. Yeah.
because I don't want to be like like where I'm already where I'm supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
and then partner up with someone who
Mm-hmm.
isn't that ready or something. Like, if that makes sense with you.
Yeah, yeah,
like
it makes sense.
like
It's like building together.
yeah, building something together.
Yeah.
That's what I want, and that's what she wants as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Krisha and I talked about it. Like, I'm gonna work on my music.
Mm-hmm.
You can work on your teaching and
Mm-hmm.
music as well. But let's do this together. Let's
Yeah.
let's let's both help each other out, because it's
Yeah.
not an easy world out there. Yeah,
Like
there.
one thing I've noticed is that a lot of young people are getting married. Like a lot.
Yeah, that's
You're right.
crazy, crazy, crazy,
Like a lot
crazy.
of people in our circle are actually like
Like, getting married.
proposing, getting married.
For me personally, I like the idea of adventure, and gathering all that memories that you both have while you're building the relationship, until you're actually like, you're okay. Let's settle already. Like,
Yeah.
we have what we need. Let's retire. Like, something like that. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I agree with
you
that.
both have like something to hold on to, because you
Mm-hmm.
guys were both there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I have this theory where a lot of people like started getting married in our age, like when like in our generation, is that through like social media and through everything else. It's just like everyone is looking for that attachment. Everyone is looking for that, let's say, person to, you know, be real with. And it comes with the whole, the mass is getting into like social media or the internet or just, the globalization, and where everything is just everyone is connected to each other. But at the same time, are they really connected? That's why I feel like that's what we're looking for in a
Looking
way.
for. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had the same conversation with someone that was older. And then they thought we were like our generation was supposed to be like the rebels or the people who are not gonna get married or the people who are doesn't want to attain
Yeah.
like attached to things, which I can see it, but like with what I'm surrounded with, I don't think that's the reality of what's going on right now anymore.
I feel like there's in our generation, there's a
Yeah.
duality of people who are very communal,
Mm-hmm.
and then people who would like to wander by themselves.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm part of the people who are, communal, because
Yeah, yeah. I am
um
too. I am too.
yeah, the type of person where you want to build something with someone,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's someone who just wants to explore explore the world by themselves, figure
Mhm.
out why the world is like this and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that's very evident with our circle of friends.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my take to our generation at least.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, like, actually, one thing I'm really interested in terms of, to go in depth more. How does LDR work for you? I've met a bunch of
Oh yeah.
people where LDR is like the reason of their breakup, or the reason why
Yeah.
they found out they couldn't work out because they need that physical like connection with each other.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Intimacy,
like,
intimacy.
yeah. How does it work for
You
you?
um how do I say this? I came from relationships where, you
Mhm.
know, it's not it LDR, this thing is new to me.
Mhm.
And we got proposed through LDR.
Yeah.
That yeah, there. Um I guess it works because
Wait, again, you proposed through LDR?
we both proposed through
Oh, so
LDR.
it was like an
And
online
it was
thing.
very yeah, it was very casual. It was very
Oh,
casual.
okay.
The actually we met through Instagram.
Mhm.
Well, I've never met her. She never met me.
Mhm.
We only talked for like 3 months
Mhm.
online, and then we met after 3 months, and then yeah, from there it was like a snap. Well, not in the first like 3 hours, but from there on it was really easy. I
Mhm.
think because we built the relationship out of like mutual trust,
Mhm.
where
Yeah.
I mean in
The,
all relationships like trust is
the most important thing.
is the most important thing, but um without having to rely with touch
Mhm.
or intimacy or
Mhm.
company, like
Yeah.
physical company, um you solely rely on trust.
Mhm.
It it it's a different take on love,
Mhm.
because that's when you know that that person is really committed to you. Like
Mhm.
he or she doesn't want anything but your trust. He or she doesn't want anything but your words, your chats.
Yeah.
It's not even you can't even grasp those things.
Mhm.
You can only simulate it in your head.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
hello
That's
to my
true.
cat right there.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
I
it's
can see. I
Aloy.
thought it was like, I thought it was like a plastic bag that was like circling around.
That's my cat. Aloy. Yeah, she's right there. Just said hi. Yeah, going back to what I was saying. Um, so I'm lucky.
Mhm.
We're both lucky that we built the relationship through long distance,
Mhm.
and that made the foundation for our relationship, that it's built out of solely just trust.
Mhm.
Solely trust. It
Mhm.
was it's that period.
Yeah.
And
And what's a relationship
it's
without
hard
trust,
some
anyways, right?
yeah, dude, yeah. And if your relationship is circling around that, not
Mhm.
touch or company or time or anything else, it's smooth. It's really
Yeah.
smooth because you don't think about anything else. But she's doing okay. She's doing her own thing. I'm doing my own thing, and the
Yeah.
only thing I need to do is to be faithful to her or
Yeah.
to him. And
I
that's
think
why it
that's the
worked,
important
I
thing.
guess.
Yeah, I think why you guys work is because like your independence, If imagine if her world is you and your world is her, you're broken without each other.
Yeah, you
Like,
would always end up having to be she would be your happy pill, or he would be your
yeah,
happy pill, and
exactly.
that's not gonna work, man. You
Yeah, it's
gotta
not gonna
make
work.
yourself happy in
Exactly,
in
exactly.
in ways where you won't hurt each other, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
So
so much sense, man. Like, I really agree with that because like that's why I feel like a lot of people like jump into relationships as a band-aid, because of like
yeah.
they're hurt from something. And but one thing that leads from that is if you jump into a relationship like that, once that person is away, or you don't have access to that person, you're completely broken as, yourself already. And I
Yeah.
feel like,
That's
especially if you jump into like LDR.
yeah. That's gonna be the yeah. That's why I think we're super lucky because we started with that kind of relationship first, getting
Yeah.
to know each other online,
Mm-hmm.
having that mutual trust, uh, gave that sort of assurance to both of us that we were not gonna, you know, mess up anything
Yeah.
and hurt each other.
One thing I
Uh,
saw like recently you did was you she sang a cover, right? And then you produced
yeah,
over it. Yeah, that was cool.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was cool.
She's a wedding singer actually.
Oh, okay.
She has a really good voice, really good singing voice, very talented. But she
Mhm.
doesn't want to pursue music
Oh,
as much
why?
as
Why
I
not?
do.
Mhm.
I don't know. She told me like she doesn't want to get famous.
Yeah.
Something I told her like let's collaborate, let's work on
Yeah.
something.
That's like the
But
perfect match.
definitely, but she doesn't
Yeah.
want like at least for now. I don't want to push her.
Yeah.
Um, that that thing I did for her, she just
Mhm.
challenged me like, oh maybe you can do something about this.
Yeah,
And
okay.
then I was like, I had a hard time because she doesn't play with a metronome, so there's no click.
So did you
And
have to adjust it, or did you just like
I had to like chop it up and then fix
I
it
see, I
like
see.
manually.
Yeah.
But
You can fit it in the BPM.
yeah, and it was fun though, and I made her proud, so
Mhm.
that made us both happy, I guess.
Yeah.
The best part about like LDR
Mhm.
is it's like you know that feeling when you really miss someone
Yeah.
and then like you meet.
Mhm.
You basically meet after like 2 months of not seeing each other, even though like in those 2 months you're like constantly on call.
Yeah.
Then you meet in person. Like that's the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
That's a different high. It's a different
Yeah.
high. It's a different high.
Like there's a different
And
excitement when you're like limited to how much you see someone,
yeah,
and then you
yeah,
get to see them. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You just burst out of like dopamine,
Exactly. Yeah, I feel.
and that's that's something I really look forward to in our
Mhm.
relationship.
How often does she come to the Philippines, by the way?
No, I'm the one who goes to Vietnam because it's easier. It's easier to for me to go there than for
Mhm.
her to go back here because she has a day job, and then me, I don't have a day job. I can just go. I can work there. I
Uh-huh.
can do my work there,
You're like work from
and
home
then
anywhere.
yeah, work from home anywhere.
Yeah, so this quarantine thing ain't nothing, man.
Yeah, definitely. It just makes me crazy because I can't go out, dude. That's it.
Yeah, that's true. I like staying indoors for once in a while, but like my entire routine is like outside. I can't even do my job. Like a bunch of our shoots got canceled because how can we
Yeah,
shoot if we can't? There's only like a number of people that can be in one room, and usually in shoots like we're like a lot. There's like the gaffers, the lights rental and stuff. So
yeah.
yeah, like I've been trying to entertain myself with video
Different stuff.
games. Yeah, if you've seen like the food stuff I've been doing, like that's just me
Yeah,
trying to continuously like pull out some artistic expression in some way.
yeah, yeah. Me, holy snap, bro, it's crazy. I don't like going out,
Yeah,
period. But I need to go out at times, like once a week at least,
yeah,
just so I can like have a different view.
yeah. Reset. Yeah,
Yeah, like a hard reset or
yeah.
something. And it makes me sick that the fact that you can't go out because it's the law. You can't go out.
It's kind of hard with people that are like going through something, or people who have like anxiety. Like it's hard because a lot of them, their release or their way of like coping with reality is like to go
Go out.
outside. And I've seen a lot of like those posts on Twitter with people going through that, and it's just it's I feel like this is like their nightmare, like being inside. and not
Yeah,
doing anything. It's like the worst thing to do with when someone is going through something like that, you know? Yeah, and
definitely.
definitely like even when you go outside of my house, there's already like two checkpoints there, so I can't even like. Yeah, it's crazy. Like if you turn left, there's a checkpoint. Turn right, there's a checkpoint. So I can't. It's hard even to like to throw trash outside without
Dude,
being
here
checked up
like
on.
we have there's a hospital here like right across our street, and you have to definitely wear a mask, and you have to bring your quarantine pass with you if you're gonna buy, like, let's say, yeah, a grocery. And if you go to the grocery, there's always like a long ass line.
Yeah, there's like a waiting. There's like a waiting line, right? Before you can actually enter.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's a crazy time.
Dude, have you tried the I tried it out this morning.
Uh huh.
It's the Manam Sisig in
Manam
Seven
si.
Eleven.
Oh wait, I haven't seen that.
Dude,
I've seen that on
it's
Facebook,
nice.
but is it bomb?
It's good. It's good. It's
I
it's
can't
really
have
good.
meat though. That's
It's
the thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Pescatarian vibes.
Yeah, but then like I've seen like a lot of these restaurants like making stuff you can order or stuff you can like do at home. Like I've seen Frank Milk Bar do
Oh
a.
shoot.
Yeah, they have this like make it yourself Frank Milk Bar tea. Yeah, or Frank Milk Bar drink. And yeah, I feel like a lot of people are adjusting towards what's going on right now.
Yeah, we have to, because these are the times.
I feel like everything won't go back to normal after this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's actually I strongly agree with you with that, because
uh-huh.
this proves that we can actually live just by staying at home and working at home.
You know, one part that's hard is just that people who have to work through service, like let's say restaurants or
Yeah.
let's say even our job,
Yeah.
like like you guys can't even perform gigs, and that's like hard.
Yeah, man, it is. It is, man. I already want to see my fiance. I want to go to Vietnam
You know, one
already.
thing I'm really interested of knowing is um did did your fiance influence your music or what you write right now, like in any way?
Um, yes,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
In what
Um,
way?
Faith is number one.
Yeah.
This is like one big bomber for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I've already converted to Iglesia ni Cristo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I judged her so bad, so much before about their church,
Mm-hmm.
and they just have bad PR too, I guess. They really have bad PR. I compared them to the churches I went to before, and
Uh-huh.
honestly, like, they're the best when it comes to transparency in offerings. Yeah, transparency in offerings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, their doctrines are the strongest if
Mm-hmm.
you challenge them, and their teachings are, I think, the best as
Mm-hmm.
well when it comes to what do you call this, who is the true God and all that stuff. I feel like they
Mm-hmm.
have the most evident and the most obvious translation of the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I get why they have like bad PR about it, because um it's really their way of living, and it's all like everything about them is like it's all written in the Bible. That's why it's like that. Um Once I joined, I also knew that a lot of our musician friends are also Iglesia.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not alone, I guess. Um
There's a community.
yeah, it's a community, and yeah, that's what influenced me to write my new stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
especially for Drown. Yeah. Look, I'm not trying to boast what I could do close to what I believe today.
Yeah.
So let's go get to the meaty part of
Go,
this
go, man. I want
of
to know
this
everything.
of this interview. So, Drown is basically my journey in, finding meaning in this life. And I wanted to write about my experience in finding God
Mm-hmm.
in a, very artistic, very
Yeah,
Kendrick
yeah,
Lamar, very no name type of writing.
yeah.
In
It's
my
very
first song,
unorthodox when I heard it as well.
yeah, I made sure that the songs are short
Mm-hmm.
so that the messages were clear and
Yeah,
it's repeatable.
that's smart.
So
Yeah, it's
the
catchy as
first
well.
song, yeah, the first song is called Sun.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 minutes long, and there's only one verse.
Oh yeah.
Only one verse. Only one verse for the whole song. Um, the the title is called Sun, is
Mm-hmm.
because when you're swimming and you're lying down the ocean, or may it be like, um, or facing down the ocean, um, there is always the sun above you, whether you're in the water or out of the water. There's like sun rays. If you're looking up, you'll see the sun and all that stuff. um for me, like, being in this world is being, being submerged in the ocean or the
Mm-hmm.
water. It's hard to move, it's hard to breathe, it's hard to keep afloat. And God is what makes this whole thing clear for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I see.
the ocean is deep, man. Like, you won't see what's beneath the
Yeah,
ocean without the sun.
exactly.
And the sun
That's
is always
beautiful,
there.
man. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
um it guides you throughout your journey.
Mm-hmm.
um in the song, I talked about a lot of things in terms of my journey in joining Iglesia ni Cristo.
Mm-hmm.
um I think the first few lines is, I'm sinking. Thought I was afloat, but the coins in my pocket are bringing me down. It's empty. I know. I think I don't have air in my lungs. So those first few lines, it talks about my ego, and when it comes to my knowledge with the Bible, um, it felt like offering tithes at 10% was the right thing, but it wasn't. So the coins in my pocket were bringing me down. Like, I thought I was offering the right offerings to God, but it wasn't. That wasn't the case. Um, and then I think I don't have air in my lungs is another statement where I couldn't really experience God in in that sense, because if you're drowning, you can't breathe, right?
Yeah.
If you're drowning in love, you can't breathe even though you're smothered in love. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I felt when I was in that other uh religion. It felt like I couldn't breathe because I couldn't think that this is wrong, or I couldn't question it, because it's what the people were telling me that was right, what I thought was right. So yeah, there. And then there's there's excuse me, there's also lines in the song where I tell everyone that it's not. Oh, wait, I don't have air in my lungs, but I can see the sun through the sea. Through the sea, it's calm, and I can sense this touch. I can feel it flowing. I'm going about to lose my ego. When
Mm-hmm.
I was joining, when I was joining the church, or my church,
Yeah.
um, slowly but surely, the doctrines I was learning from them, because they have to teach you all the doctrines before you get baptized. So there's like
Okay.
25 doctrines. That was also the time where, like, slowly I was like understanding why they were like this and why I was wrong. So
Mm-hmm.
slowly I was losing my ego, and then I just did a, like, in the song I made like a funny word play.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What was it?
about to lose my ego. About to lose my ego. I hope it finds Nemo. Kasi pababa yung ano eh. Pababa
I
yung
see.
soul ko.
Bars, man, bars.
Yeah. Pababa yung soul ko. I hope it finds something. Like
Uh-huh.
my past self. I hope it's gone for good. So that's what the line was. And
That's
then
nice.
uh the last few bars of that song is it's the water they've been talking about. It's the water they've been talking about. He'll be wearing a crown. The time I rise from, I know he'll be proud. So those are those last few bars are from the doctrines I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
And the first few lines, it's the water they've been talking about, is baptism through
Mm-hmm.
the water. That's what they, like, you have to get baptized through the water and stuff like that. And that's what, yeah, yun yung parang symbolical um line or phrase that I
Yeah.
used. And then it's the water they've been talking about. He'll be wearing a crown, and
Mm-hmm.
that represents Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
Um,
The images you're pulling out song, man, it's very vivid. I really like it.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
He'll be wearing a crown. The time I rise from is also another phrase from, like, the Bible, where Jesus will raise, the dead
Yeah.
on his second coming. So when I die and I raise up from the dead, he will be proud. The time I rise from, I know he'll be proud. And then yeah, yun yan. So baptism,
Mm-hmm.
finding Christ, and then judgment day. Three doctrines in one whole bar. I tried to
Yeah,
summarize it.
it's very
The
smart, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, is your whole EP about like? Wait, wait, sorry. Are you releasing an EP or an album?
It's already out.
Oh, it's already out.
Drown EP, stream
Okay,
it
I'll check it
now. It's
out.
on Spotify. It's only 3 tracks. 2 tracks are with rap, and then one track is an instrumental, super fun instrumental.
So the whole theme of it is like just your journey towards like the religion that you're at. Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful, man. Haven't heard anyone like done that for a while, especially in our like the music I'm listening to. So I think that's really nice. Like in a way to express that. I feel like, and especially through music, and it's such a free flowing art form, and to be
Yeah,
able to like release stuff like that, it's very important. Especially it gets a glimpse on who you are as an artist and what you're most passionate about in terms of like topics.
I I I wanted to focus on, like, sending out the message
Mhm.
of, like, the art. It, like, I
Mhm.
didn't want it to be um like too long or too
Yeah.
short or too complicated. There's too many
Mhm.
messages. I want it to be, like, clear. Not a
Yeah.
lot of people. I don't think people will actually understand the lyrics unless I explain it to them. Um,
Yeah.
People can interpret it their own way, but if I it the vibe that I wanted for the track is there.
Mhm.
So for me, like, it did justice, even though, like, not if even though people wouldn't understand the lyrics, like, the
Yeah.
vibe of the song is there. So
Yeah.
that's what
One
I'm
thing
proud of.
I like about, especially when I heard the song "Drown," that's the one with Dan,
With
right?
Kyle, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, with Kyle Aris. Sorry, Kyle Aris. Is that for those who don't know, Dan goes by Kyle Aris as his name, as his music name, artist name. Yeah.
Yeah,
So basically, like when I heard that song, one thing I like about it, especially when you're breaking it down, is that
yeah,
there's a way to incorporate God, religion, and music, and I heard people do it, and it sounds preachy, and it sounds like you're trying to
Yeah,
change what
yeah,
I think is the
yeah.
truth. Yeah. And one thing I like about it with how you did it is it's very self in a way it's very self-centered in terms of what like what your journey is, which I feel like it's a I don't know, it's such a great way of attacking that type of topic,
Yeah,
that type of topic, cuz I feel like um that's the most relatable way people will understand the music that you're trying to create. And I feel like you've
for sh-
done like such a good job in that, man.
thank you for sure. Cause at least like what I think is when you're sharing something so heavy like faith, or
Mhm.
something so hard to talk about like faith or politics, you
Mhm.
really have to share your stand with it. Because
Yeah.
if you're just stating facts like this, like that, because people told me it's like this, it's like that, and you've never experienced it, you won't be able to genuinely share your experience with
Yeah. You
what
create
you're
a
talking
generic
about.
track or a generic outlook on it.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, thanks. That's why I like, this is what I think. So I'm gonna say whatever I want to say.
Yeah, it's just on you on how you digest it, like in terms of like the anyone who's listening. One thing that
Definitely.
I really find interesting is that from the time that I met you, like was that freshman year of college,
Mm.
the music you were doing then, it's
Was
so like
different.
it's so different, man. Like you
Yeah.
were doing, if I'm not mistaken, you were doing like some electronic
Yeah, budots basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then like you
It
weren't
was
even
something like
rapping
that.
then. You weren't even
I
like it
wasn't.
was you were
I
just
wasn't.
producing, right?
I
Like what
wasn't.
made you do the transition into doing
Um,
raps?
I guess like listening to different artists as well. Um, and like sort of like trying out new things, because
Mhm.
it gets boring. Like
Yeah.
making that type of music got boring,
Mhm.
and then I tried doing this. It also got boring, and then I made hip hop, and then I was like, oh, so
It
that's why
stuck
a
with
lot of
you.
people, yeah, that's why a lot of
Yeah.
people like this, because it gives you that high of
Yeah.
making music and
Yeah.
sharing it. So yeah,
One thing I really like with what you're continuously doing is like you're not afraid of changing up your style or changing up sonically how you will sound. Cause one thing I've seen with a bunch of different artists is that sometimes they get locked into like a certain sound or a certain like way of doing their music, and
mm,
especially just coming from your Mobius tracks,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
those are so different from even your
From what I,
Tomcat. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I guess like right before I was really scared with being consistent,
Mhm.
with your brand
Yeah.
and all that. Because before I was very but a lot, I was surrounded with people who would tell me like, you should do this because it looks nice. Like continue
Mhm.
doing that. Don't stop. Don't stop. It halted me with my growth, or and actually in my journey of discovering, new music or sounds and all that. And I didn't stop myself from doing that kind of music, and or the music that I do now. Because before I would do like all these weird jazz 5/4
Yeah.
rap whatever, and then like lately I realized like parang ang poser naman ito, ganyan ganyan. Like just make simple music.
Yeah.
Like those stuff that boggle my mind, I entertain it. Like
Mhm.
I don't stop myself like until I actually am very comfortable with what I make.
Mhm.
So now I wrote about faith. Um I feel good about it because
Mhm.
I got it out of my head. Like
Yeah.
this is what I want to make. I want to make this kind of music. Want to rap like this. I want to do that shuffly rhythm style, and I did it. And then it feels good to make something like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what makes an artist consistent. Like they
Mhm.
do what they want to do because they're
Yeah.
artists.
I think
Yeah.
like you just had to like reach. those points in terms of your music styles, like to develop what you have right now.
I
Because
think that's
definitely
yeah.
it was very complex when you released the Mobius album. Like when I was listening to it, it was like at first glance it's like one of those albums where you have to like listen to it twice to like fully digest like
Yeah.
sonically what you're
Definitely.
hearing, right? Especially when you asked me to make the music video for Mobius. It was at first when I was trying to listen to it, it was like
It's
one
hard.
process I do is like I listen to the music until like I can fully understand what you're talking about, or I can fully lay out at certain times or certain beats what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But one thing that's really interesting when I listen to Mobius is there's a pattern, but it's not orthodox. Like that's the one thing about I really had a it was a hard time like conceptualizing for that, but it was very fulfilling after creating Mobius. Yeah, definitely, cuz like doing something for such a complex song, it's a different feeling like completing that from doing something that's like, something that's easy or something like laid back or something a lot of people are already doing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, definitely that was such a treat doing that music video.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm glad you were the one who shot that. I feel like in our journey,
Mhm.
artist's journey is doing those kind of like destructive things that
Mhm.
like for me now it sounds before for me like it's like oh it's my opus
Yeah.
uh opus mag something whatever like it's my final form
Uh-huh.
and then I was like not actually like I can do
Yeah.
better like that's when like doing or creating those kind of art makes
Mhm.
you realize or that's what makes you realize that you can do so much more
Yeah.
so much more art or there's a lot there are a lot more aspects to touch
Mhm.
than just technicality
Yeah.
style vibe all
Those
those
are all
stuff
secondary when it comes
yeah
to
yeah
like yeah, that's just
yeah
your
like
that's just like to know that you know what you're doing.
yeah that's that's when you fully realize that shit like I can do so much more
Yeah.
than
Cuz you've
all that
developed
stuff
already the skills like that you need
yeah
to create something that you're really passionate about.
yeah definitely that's
Yeah.
why I'm still proud of that work that we did.
Yeah.
So
I still have the album, the
Mobius.
CD. Yeah. Oh damn! I think
I still have
recently
it.
I sold the car I was driving, and the CD is still in the
The oh shit.
damn, the CD is still in the car. So I think the next person who will get it is just gonna be like, bumping to your tracks, man.
I'd be like, what the hell is this track, bro?
Especially with the intro song, because that
Yeah.
just explodes like the
Yeah,
first track in
yeah, yeah.
Mobius. Yeah, that's why actually like
Man.
during when you did that first song in Mobius, I knew like okay, I wanted this for my reel because it felt like an explosion of different like styles, genres,
Still.
or
Yeah.
yeah, it's great, man. I mean, I feel like one thing that a lot of people like don't understand with with living your life as an artist or living your life as a, let's say, creator, is that the struggle is like really real. Like
It is.
your bread and butter is like dependent on the clients that you have, what you can create, and if you're gonna get something out of it.
If there's no gigs, there's no gigs. If there's
Yeah,
no listeners, there's no listeners. So you
exactly.
have to really you have to find the foreground of what you want to create as an
Hmm.
artist and the current ear of the people like what they want to hear from you
Yeah, yeah.
so
Your demographic,
yeah
definitely. And that's why I feel like this whole pandemic thing is really affecting a lot of people, like a lot of artists. Like just like from not gigging, from not shooting, not
yeah
right, not even like even advertising people I'm seeing like they're losing clients just because of like their clients are losing money as well. So there's
Yeah.
nothing to create for someone, you know. I feel like we can wrap this up. It's already I just checked the time. It's already been an hour. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
More than an hour.
Yeah. So, one thing we can end this with is just like, do you have any tips or anything you want to say to anyone who's listening?
This is like I think I've read this online.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually, I've read this online. Is when you speak or share something, you're just repeating what you already know.
Mm-hmm.
So better listen than speak.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
there.
gold right there. So man, thanks for thanks for this catch up. It's been a while, and can't wait to
Definitely.
hear new music that you're gonna be putting out, man. And hope your album does do like album EP. What's the difference? EP.
EP. Extended
EP.
playlists are short
Okay.
albums, and then an album is like really long.
Okay, I see, I see. So I hope your EP does well, and I can't wait to see what you'll make, man. Stay safe, by
Thank
the
you
way.
so much, bro.
Wash your
You too,
hands.
man. You too. You, you too, bro.
Alright, see you, man.
All
Bye.
right.